Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize podcast where we talk Marvel movies, comics, merchandise, and more. I am your host, Chris, a Boingo Rider Gaston, and with me, as always, in the bullpen.
I'm so converted tonight. I don't know. I'm conflicted. I don't know if I'm supposed to represent the daring competition or the spooky competition.
Either way, we're
I'm the vacuuminator.
We're eating good, buddy. Good.
It was a tasty week. It was a very tasty week.
We are gonna get Epic Buster. We are Epic Buster. Look at us.
Two white boys making a podcast while surrounded by toys.
Hey. I also have some books.
Epic thing there is on
I have comics.
I have comics too. Look, I have street cred. I've read things.
Does this ruin my street cred?
I think that improves your street cred because there's not a lot of comic YouTubers who would proudly display Savage Dragon.
It's not supposed to still, but we're here. Got no longer distinguished, not for tonight,
I'm
bud.
always distinguished, but sometimes I like to represent other competition that's out there. You gotta keep it varied. You know, it's not just Marvel and DC out there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's Marvel and Marvel.
Yeah.
But hey,
there's the DC stuff this week, though. We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of good stuff happening this week. Namely, first off, numero uno, Daredevil.
It's her show though. She said it was her show at the very beginning.
Yeah, no, it's She-Hulk, episode 8. But Daredevil, what's up, Derry?
Hey, it's my boy. It's Matthew Murdock, the boy who, over the course of just a few short years, has wormed his way even deeper into my heart than Spider-Man, and that's a real feat.
It was a daring episode. It was a
daring episode because it pissed off all the people who were excited for it on Reddit
because they don't fucking know Daredevil.
Yeah, they just know that Netflix show. And granted, that Netflix show is a great adaptation of Daredevil. But so is this.
This is Mark Waid's Daredevil. This is like Daredevil before Frank Miller got on board him. This is, you know what? Fuck it. This is also a little Kevin Smithy.
Mark Waid's Daredevil is actually the first Daredevil run I read as it was happening. So that version of Daredevil is very near and dear to my heart. So to see it represented on screen made me pretty happy, I gotta be honest. And I feel like certain things that people are complaining about with this episode are being blown way out of the water, like the hallway fight. Yes, it's not as good or as badass as the one in the Netflix show.
That's the joke.
That's
the joke.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry you don't like comedy, but it does exist, and it's actually fun to see it finally applied to this version of Daredevil.
This is really good, but let's go through the whole story. We start off with a little green boy.
Yeah, Leapfrog, aka Frogman, is finally in the MCU after everybody getting so hype of him from that trailer.
There is a little bit of a change from the comic, though.
Mm-hmm.
Zeb Wells wrote this episode? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But in the comics, Eugene's father was the first Leapfrog, and he was a villain, and Eugene took the suit and tried to be a good guy.
Okay. So they're just kind of mixing and matching together.
Yeah, and I have a feeling like the thing that might happen is Eugene turns a leaf if they ever want to use Frogman. Who knows? I wouldn't. Frogman's like Mr. Immortal. They can use him as a one-off gag and no one would be mad.
Yeah. I would love it though if he shows up in a Spider-Man thing later though.
Yeah. You know what? That would be interesting. He gets community service and he learns the true value of heroism.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still...
in this he's just kind of a Reddit dickhead.
He's a rich bitch asshole.
Yeah. He's basically what if one of the Paul brothers decided to be a superhero.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. But his suit malfunctions, and it was created by the person.
Malfunctions.
Yeah. Hey, even though he fucked it up, it's still technically a malfunction.
Mm.
If you put marshmallows in a gas tank, it won't run. It's a malfunction. It's not working. But basically, it ends up that Jen has to sue the person who's been making her beautiful gown and all of her fancy clothes. And he's like, nah, bitch, I ain't dealing with you anymore. They go to court. Who does Jen have to go up to? Only the other best lawyer in Marvel Universe, one Matthew Murdock.
I love that his first fucking lines are like acknowledgments of all the bullshit we've been through for the last year and a half. As he just goes, "I'm here. Sorry it took me so long.
I'm here. Sorry it took me so long. Parking was a bitch." And then a B. I didn't park. I'm blind.
Yeah.
As we basically just have a fun little short courtroom scene where Jen's client is a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm. And it's a mostly fun scene. It's really well done. The only problem I have with it, and indeed the only problem I have with this whole episode, is Matt going so far as to say he's lying. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. That was the one bit that felt a little out of character to me.
I think it works because the next thing the judge says is, "We all know he's lying."
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was Matt letting the mask loose a second, but like the world was like, "No, we got you, bud."
Yeah, but I think it could have been a little better if it was tweaked to Matt says, "Your Honor, her client is clearly lying," or "Your Honor, the defendant is clearly lying," and the judge goes, "I can see that, Mr. Murdoch."
Yeah.
And then maybe he goes, I don't know, maybe if you want to have a joke in there, he goes, "Well, I can't."
Yeah. But the case is dismissed, Jen loses, but also Jen loses her one person who can make her nice fancy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
She's drinking her sorrows away, and Matt does the cheeky ass thing of giving a Hulk a green drink.
Yeah, he gets her an apple teeny.
And then they flirt. Oh my god, do they flirt.
Mm-hmm. But it's that kind of cute, fun superhero flirting where there's so much double meaning and layering to the conversation that it feels fun to read as a viewer. It doesn't feel like tedious, like, okay, so when are they actually going to get together?
Matthew Murdock is a man slut.
Matthew Murdock is the biggest man slut in the entire Marvel universe.
There's only one person I would say is a bigger man slut, and that's Star Fox.
Yeah, okay. Star Fox has a beat. He's the biggest man slut on the earth of Marvel's main universe.
Yes. I'm trying to think of, could there be anyone? No, because Akihiro is pretty man slut, but not Superman slut.
Star Fox is Thanos' brother. His name is Eros, and his superpower is making everyone horny.
His superpower is more directly, he can activate the pleasure centers of the brain directly. Like, he can just, like, make you happy, make you pleasure, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So on and so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
In fact, hey, if you want to hear more about Star Fox, there was a brilliant one-shot for the Judgment Day event going on, AXE, Star Fox.
Oh, boy.
It's good. He's Eros. He's also played by Harry Styles in the Eternals movie.
Yeah, they need to follow up on that before that casting doesn't become as perfectly timed as it seemed.
The only other Harry Styles movie that's out is mostly the fault of the director.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've heard.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't feel like Harry Styles is as much of a sex symbol this year as he even was last year.
Yeah, he just needs to put out a new fucking album while his fans will fawn over him again.
That's true.
Like my goddamn sister.
Anyways, let's talk about Daredevil.
They both get called away to do superhero stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
first Jen has to deal with that guy who was trying to fuck her.
Oh, yeah. The guy who buys what is obviously a fake Wakandan spear for $1 million.
Uh-huh. And then he does very racially insensitive shit.
Oh god, Jesus Christ! The fact that they fucking pointed out the connotations of that in universe now is amazing.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I don't think it's inappropriate for people in the real world, white people in the real world, to do Wakanda Forever, because media should be for everybody. But in universe, if you're a white dude doing Wakanda Forever, you deserve to get bitch slapped.
Here's the thing. I do think it's a little gauche for a white person in America to do it, because ultimately Wakanda in the Black Panther movie, for lack of a better way of describing it, is like, hey, black people of America who don't know their history and everything, they can't because of slavery. Here's this fictional place that you can attach some sympathy and empathy to, as not necessarily a place where you come from, but like a fictionalized, idealized thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, I think it would also make it better if you didn't try to do the voice like he did.
Yeah. But then they get called, superhero shenanigans happen. Daredevil is dealing with Leapfrog in a goddamn bright green Porsche. Beautiful, because they always look like they have frog faces.
Yeah.
And then we
there's a lot about his motifing that I really like, but it mostly comes when we get to the base.
And then we have the Marvel fight. We have the Marvel superhero fight.
Where they go, you're in my way, you're in my way, we're going to fight. Oh shit, you're that person I know. We should be friends.
And it perfectly done, really well done. I love the Matt moment, because she takes off the helmet and he goes like, God damn it, fuck.
I love that people got mad about that. Like, oh, his helmet almost never got pulled off in the Netflix show. Yeah, well, this isn't the fucking Netflix show, dude. And also, like, isn't that a thing people always complain about with superhero storytelling? Why don't you just take the hero's mask off right when you get them?
Also, she's a Hulk. It's not hard.
And I mean, like, he was able to avoid and evade her for a little bit. It's not like he got completely outclassed.
No, also, a lot more acrobatic in this.
A lot more acrobatic. He does more interesting stuff with the Billy Club, which I appreciated. When he actually slings it in the hallway fight, that made me so happy.
Oh man, it's so good. But they do the team up, they go and invade, and Daredevil gives some superheroing tips to She-Hulk.
I love that there's now an in-universe distinction between henchmen and goons.
See, people have always complained. People have been complaining for a little bit. Fans, when not every single detail of the Netflix show is referenced. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I put that meme in Boingo's server earlier.
But people have pointed out and complained that the Marvel Universe is pretty down-to-earth and realistic. And they're tired of all the superhero costumes looking the same and all these different little elements of, like, the realism that the Marvel Universe is. And basically we're sitting in a pot of water that is slowly boiling, and we are getting more and more comic booky every single piece of media we get.
Yeah.
To the point now, we are pretty fucking comic book and wild and wacky and fantastical in these shows and movies.
And I mean, like, it's crazy to think that, like, we're at this point. And yet, back in 2012, I was blown away that they kept Loki's horn helmet in the Avengers movie.
Exactly. Like, go back to when Captain America First Avenger first dropped with the super hyper realistic World War II style cap suit and like the whole reimagination of everything, and go, in the year of our Lord 2022, Daredevil will be in the mustard ketchup suit. We'll be having X-Men sometime soon in the Marvel Universe. Reed Richards will be on screen interacting with Professor Xavier, Blackguard, Boltagon, the Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange. And
She-Hulk's gonna whoop Frogman's ass.
And Werewolf by Night is going to have a piece of media. Wait, Werewolf by Night? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. People keep complaining about the Marvel tone. It's like, yeah, because it's getting fucking ridiculous. That's the
Bro, after we'll talk about it more when we get there, but after Werewolf by Night, I don't want to hear a single goddamn person ever bitch about every Marvel thing having the same tone ever again.
Michael Giacchino. Please direct some more stuff in the Marvel universe. I would love that.
Yeah, I know they've already started confirming the crew for uh Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, but like, can we give one of those to Michael Giacchino?
Yo, yo. I know, because here's the thing: people have the director of Blade just dropped out, and people have been going like, "Yo, Michael Giacchino?
Yeah.
Can Michael Giacchino do it?"
Michael Giacchino just replaces Kevin Feige.
Michael Giacchino just direct anything. Yeah, no. Also, he's not a director; he's a composer.
Yeah.
This is his
But
first
he did
time.
such a good job. We're talking about Werewolf by Night right now. We need to be talking about She-Hulk.
I know. So Marvel team up. They do the whole thing. They go to because Leapfrog apparently kidnapped the guy who made his suit and made Jin's clothes. Oh no, he's being a bad guy. So they go to the secret lair. It just says fucking lily pad in giant bold letters.
I laughed so hard when I first saw that.
That is such a good fucking joke.
Yeah. But then we get the hallway fight scene, which I think is glorious.
It's
like
because
the bit we actually get of Daredevil fighting is so good, and it's just the Netflix stuff, but fantasticized a little bit.
and like they build up the great tension of like, oh man, this is gonna be a hard fight for Daredevil, and then She-Hulk drops in and points out, hey Daredevil, you're not alone, you have friends, and you're in a world of heroes.
Superpowers can be helpful sometimes. I know I don't have experience, but I have power to make up for it.
But it's also pointing out like, hey, the Netflix series were kind of in their own thing, but now in their greater Marvel universe, they're going to be integrated a lot more. Get used to it.
Get ready for there to be at least a few cameos in Born Again.
Oh dear God! If we get Luke Cage, full on Power Man-esque Luke Cage.
I want Luke Cage. I want Jessica Jones after finishing the first season of it. I want Netflix Punisher to show up in that show again.
Oh man, here, you know what I would love? I want suit and tie, Heroes for Hire Luke Cage, like black suit, yellow shirt, black tie, ready to do business. Oh man, one of the first things he needs to say though. Man, I just got back from picking up some money for a job. He owed me $200.
I don't understand what that's a reference to.
He chased down Dr. Doom for $200.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So they fucking run into Leapfrog, and he's going like, "Yo, what the fuck, Jen?" And she just goes like, "Dude, you broke the law."
And Jin smashes a goddamn Frogger cabinet that's in there.
Goddamn, it's great. And all the while, Daredevil's just fighting off henchmen.
And she's like, we're going to have to plead insanity. And he's like, no, don't do that. Plead this.
And it's just like, are you a lawyer? I watch a lot of law shows.
Yeah.
But they save they save the day. They get the guy free.
Frogman, I'm not going to call him Leapfrog. He's Frogman. He does a stupid thing. He leaps out the window and injures himself.
Which is actually a thing from the comics. That's how his dad fucking got beat one time.
Nice.
And then they fuck.
Yeah, they meet up on the roof and they talk for a little bit. They have a nice little thing, which it's just the thing I liked about this episode in general. Is like there's a lot of instances of Matt smiling, and I'm sorry. I know that people love the grim and gritty feel of the Netflix show, but after all the shit he went through in that, I'm so happy to see my boy get to smile.
Here's the thing: Matthew Murdock needs to be happy every once in a while. So when those moments happen, when the dark happens, they hit all the harder.
And I mean, like the whole episode up to that point, Jen has had all these little moments of looking at the camera, going like, "Is this a thing? Am I crazy here? You guys feeling this too? You feeling this tension?" And so finally, she's like, So when are you going back to New York? I gotta go back tomorrow. One night stand? One night stand.
And goddamn, him walking out there, boots and arms, full Daredevil costume, just whistling a happy tune, just like, damn, I got some good shit.
Yeah, I saw that and like my mind immediately went, everybody's gonna be mad about that, but I fucking love it.
That's that is totally Matt Murdock though. Like
Yeah.
look at the first issue of Chip Zdarsky's fucking run.
Mm-hmm.
Where he has that one night stand and she just goes like, this is a one night stand. It's like, yeah, I know, I understand this.
I've done this before.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time this blind man's gotten laid.
Like, come on. And then
No.
it's pointed out, it feels like this is when the episode should end.
Yeah, it feels like as soon as he walks out of that shot, that should just be the end of the episode. But no, we have a little extra because the finale's next week. We gotta set it up, and even Jen admits that.
Oh no, someone did essentially do that because in the end credits, they do like little sketches of things that happen like between scenes, and you see one of Daredevil whistling along and Jen Friend just looking at him with a pog face of like, oh my god, that man fucked.
Yeah, because she walks into the house right after that shot, and she's like, Jen, there's a guy in a devil costume outside your house doing the walk of shame. Is that? Oh, that is. Oh, okay, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, literally, like pretty much that's not a joke. You didn't joke there. You said what happened in the episode.
Yeah, congratulations, Buster. You have post-cognition.
But basically, it feels like the end of the episode. Brilliant fourth wall shattering moments there. It's just like, something's gonna happen. Am I gonna die? Are my friends gonna die? Am I gonna get fridged? What's gonna happen?
Is this how they're gonna introduce Red Hulk to the MCU?
But we go to the lawyer gala. Her award turns out to be just look at all these female lawyers.
Mm-hmm. That was funny in like a oh man kind of way.
Oh man, that's extremely real kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Also, apparently, other than the two people who are characters in the show, the rest of them are actually female lawyers in Southern California.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then docs. Jen gets doxed.
Intelligentsia just goes, look at all this funny shit that's been happening to Jen. Isn't she a shitty superhero? She's like, I'm not a superhero. My identity's public. What are you doing? Here's a video of her fucking.
And then, ultimately, we'll describe it, and then I'll do like an analysis interpretation of like storytelling thing. Jen gets angry, smashes wall, and then she gets cornered by the DOCD, the damage control.
Yeah. Well, first she sees somebody taking video of her smashing the wall. And I, for a second, thought it was that guy who was trying to fuck her earlier in the episode.
It may be. I don't know.
But she chases him outside, and then damage control shows up.
And that's where we kind of end the episode. Here's
with her looking at the camera like, oh, I just fucked up.
Here's the thing. That scene, because that's been like an underlying element of the whole show of like what women have to deal with in business and lawyer shit and just like having to earn credit and respectability even though they do enough to do it. And the people who do give them respect are treated well. Matt gives her respect. Pug gives respect. Her parents give her respect. Like, the men who give her respect are respected. The men who treat her like shit are jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, that final scene is, at one point, catharsis, but also ramification. Because, like, how many women get fucking revenge porn docs for shitty men and would love to just fucking destroy shit?
Yeah, and there's that, and there's also that it's like, it's also an anger management thing, like, that I sort of related to, and I've said this with numerous episodes of, like, this show is really good at doing things from the female perspective, but in a way that I, as a man, can still relate to. Because being a person who's had anger management issues all my life and only really started to acknowledge them in my middle teens, I have constantly had experiences of explaining to people, like, hey, I have anger management issues. Sometimes I fly off the handle, but I never mean to, and I'm always trying to control it. People are very sympathetic when you say that, but then when you actually fly off the handle, people look at you like you're a fucking jackass.
It happens so many times, and like I'll say this, you don't mean to do it. Sometimes you even do it to me with my ADHD of like, hey, I will miss things and I will be late and little things like that. And every once in a while, I don't think you're meaning to do it and you're not being an asshole. And I don't want you to change anything. You're fine. You get annoyed at me when I'm late, which is
Yeah.
understandable. I understand that. I don't
I
expect you
think
not
that
to
also
be.
comes from me being OCD. And so if we agree on a time, I go, well, I need to be there 5 minutes early because everybody's going to show up right at the time.
But like, that's what good storytelling is when it's focused on one thing but is empathetic for so many people to like relate to.
Hmm.
You know, that's what
Yeah.
that's what Marvel's excellent at. You may not be a blind man with Catholic guilt, but you still understand Matt Murdock wanting to put the world on his shoulders and fix everything.
Yeah.
I'm being hailed. Hold on a moment.
Oh dear. Oh dear. You put the camera on me again. Okay. What are we going to talk about, everybody? Uh, Hey, I got that new Snake Eyes and Timber set. That's basically the Snake Eyes I've always wanted. It's really nice. I like it a lot. I literally took it out of the box, messed with the articulation, and then put it in this pose, and I was done. But yeah, it's real good. Uh, got Timber in his classic white fur. Look at that doggo, that angry doggo. Um, I could talk about the new Marvel Legends I got, but I feel like we're supposed to do that when we're done talking about this episode and one other thing that comes after it. Hmm. I don't know. Do we just kind of want to? Do we want to look at my desk right now? Do we want to see the cluttered madness that is my desk at the moment? Look at all those army builders over there in the corner by
Hey,
my
Vac, can
thing.
you keep them busy a little bit? I have to go do a few things. I'll be right back.
I'm trying, buddy. But yeah, we got a lot of army builders. There's my microphone. There's the stream. Got Tidal Wave and Stiltman way back in there because they can't fit on my normal shells. Excuse me. Uh, there's my printer, which is housing many of figures at the moment. And then we got some photos I need to scan, and just behind that, you can kind of see all my customizing materials and Snake Eyes' accessories. Uh, so yeah, very crowded desk at the moment, but we're working with it. We're working with it. Oh, and directly below the monitor that I mount this thing on, I have a little Turtwig. Because he's my favorite Pokemons, and he's the only Pokemon figurine that I own. Yeah, I do have Emmett. Emmett is one of the two Lego minifigs I still own. I got rid of pretty much all my Lego stuff, but I kept Emmett because he's just a nice little representation of I really like that movie. And I kept Laser Mech because he's literally the coolest minifig ever designed. He's literally just what if there was a Lego original Toku hero, and I love him. I don't want like all respect to Ninjago fans, but they should have just made a Laser Mech show when they ended Ninjago instead of making a new Ninjago show. Just putting that out there. I'd have watched it. Wonder how long a few minutes is actually going to be this time. How long are we going to be here? What's going to happen? Um, Yeah, everybody wants a Bionicle riot, a revival, but like, I don't know, man. I respect that there's a lot of diehard Bionicle fans out there. It's just one of those things that kind of passed me by as a kid. One of the very few things that did indeed do that. Uh, was like that and 2000 X He-Man and Ninja Turtles. I am into and have a respect for Ninja Turtles and He-Man as an adult, but as a kid, it was just one of those things that like I never really came across. Or the few times I did see Ninja Turtle ads or toys in the store, my mom was very much one of those moms who was like, "You're not playing with those; those are violent." Like I still remember I used to have to go behind my mom's back to watch freaking 2004 The Batman because she used to be so anti-violent kid shows when I was younger, and I had to slowly wear her down watching freaking SPD behind her back. Oh, those were the days. Yeah, this was like growing up in a Christian conservative household and slowly growing into the fucking cis white alloy iron alloy man you are always meant to be. Sentence got away from me. Uh, what else? What else can we talk about? Um, I got the new Reese's Halloween variant. I was saving it for after the show because I know my mouth's going to be dry. They had issues with Adventure Time and regular show. That's interesting. I mean, Adventure Time did end up being pretty gay, but I wouldn't imagine it's gay. Hey, Nightmare. Boingo is off taking care of a thing at the moment, and I'm just trying to entertain everybody. We were almost done talking about She-Hulk. I guess we're gonna wrap that up when he gets back. Uh, I'm just kind of, what's a good word? I'm just kind of cruising here. I'm just vibing. I'm cruising with the vibes, and you're all along for the ride. I'm I'm Common Rider Drive, and I'm gonna take you for a ride. Oh man, I miss Drive. Drive was a good show. Oh yeah, Surprise Drive was like one of the best Rider OPs ever. I remember I used to listen to that song just to get motivated.
Hey,
Yeah,
how does it feel to be in my shoes for once in a while?
oh, it's okay.
All right.
We didn't struggle too much. There were a couple of moments of silence, but mostly we kind of vibed. We talked about stuff, and then Nightmare showed up, and it got interesting.
Hold on. I didn't have my gimmick on.
Oh, kayfabe, brother.
I got granola.
Mm. I was just saying I got Reese's.
Granola.
Mm. Oh God! Look at the chat going. Oh man. Uh, but yeah, I don't think we have too much left to say about this episode of She-Hulk. Just like it looks like next week is going to be very much her dealing with media fallout again and probably fighting intelligentsia in some kind of physical manner.
Maybe.
Hmm.
It
I
was
mean,
a good episode.
there's still the whole thing about her blood. So they gotta do something about that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, real good episode.
Yeah, great episode. I'm really happy with this new interpretation of Daredevil. I know a lot of people probably weren't prepared for it, but you know what? Those people should have expected it to be this way. I've been saying since frickin' as soon as they announced he was going to be in She-Hulk, I'm like, oh, we're going to see the more jokey, happy Daredevil in the MCU, and I'm kind of okay and ready for that. We got 3 seasons of grim and gritty Daredevil. It's time for something different.
I can see this Daredevil wearing a sweater that says, I am not Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, the Disney Plus show is called Born Again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna get dark. I think it's gonna start out happy, get very dark in the middle, and then build back to being happy again.
My personal opinion is it's going to start out like the Frank Miller story, the classic one,
Mm.
which in the beginning is literally like happy-go-lucky, frickin' Matt living his life. Think
Jesus could show up. We could get MCU Judas Traveler. It's entirely possible. They could introduce him as one of the first mutants.
God damn it, Judas Traveler's back in the comics though, baby.
Yeah.
But hey, that's it for She-Hulk. Good episode, shaping up to be probably one of the more consistent Marvel TV shows so far.
Yeah, we got the finale next week, and then I think they've confirmed that it's going to get a season 2. They're at least calling this the season finale instead of the series finale.
Yeah.
But next MCU thing after that, I think, is Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
So I guess it's time to figure out where the heck we were on fucking Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yep. But hey, it's time to go through some news. First things first, we got a little animated thing. Not animated.
Like a behind the scenes promotional goofball thing. It's just like, hey, you're all excited for Daredevil, but look, it's fucking Leapfrog. And everybody flipped out about this because at the very end, Kermit makes a cameo.
Yeah. Yeah, Kermit's in it. See, this is what Disney should be doing with all their properties. It's just letting goofy things like this happen.
Yeah, it's very cute. I liked this this little ad here.
Oh my god, when will the Muppets do a Marvel special?
Oh, that should totally be a thing.
Like all the Muppets are going like, oh no, I want to be Iron Man, I want to be Captain America, and Gonzo is just me and just going like, I want to be Sleepwalker. Who the fuck is Sleepwalker? Come on, guys, it's Sleepwalker.
Yeah. Hey, there he is. It's that boy.
Yeah, why not?
Oh god, I forgot there was a Muppets Haunted. I forgot Haunted Mansion used to be like a big Disney franchise.
It still is technically.
Mm.
And I think anybody who's stepping into like a big iconic voice role is going to struggle for a little bit.
Yeah.
But hey, on to the next thing. Oh no. Sound. We have the trailer. New trailer for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, and it looks like the movie's actually going to start off with T'Challa's funeral and probably an explanation of how he died in universe.
Yeah. I can't help but wonder what's going to be the in-universe explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen this yet, mainly because I was already sold on the movie. I don't need to see it any more stuff. So
okay, I did watch this. There's a lot of new footage of Namor in this that looks super badass. He's actually using his wing feet to fly, like they're flapping and everything. It looks crazy. And there's a little bit of
Buster,
we get to
as Namor should be.
Yeah, Namor is hot. But we also get a few better looks at Ironheart. We actually hear the actress say something in this trailer, which is everyone's favorite meme. Let's go! Yeah, and at the end, the final shot. Oh god, should I say it because you didn't watch it? It's probably a spoiler.
No, I saw the clip of the JPEG.
Okay, they confirmed they're doing Black Panther Shuri.
I don't like. Here's the thing. If it was just for the like in the movie stuff, yeah, fuck yeah, great. But the actress though.
The actress though.
The actress.
Oh boy, cowabunga it is then. But no, it was a really good trailer. I'm still excited for this movie. I mean, it's coming out like around Thanksgiving, so who knows? We might organize a trip to go see it during the Galactus encounter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the character that we've seen of Shuri in the movies, yeah, totally makes sense. It vibes, it tracks.
Mm-hmm.
The actress is an anti-vaxxer, anti-intellectual. I don't want to say she's a MAGA hat, but she's that kind of.
She's very Christian conservative.
Yeah, very Christian conservative, which
is funny because her character is like one of the smartest engineers in the MCU.
Yeah, she was the one who halted.
She literally calls white people colonizers too.
Yeah, it's just a load of a lot of things. So yeah. But we got Moon Girl Devil Dino being renewed for a season 2.
Yeah, apparently this is going over really well with execs at the Disney Channel. So we're getting a second season of this already, which, hey, it looks like a really cute, fun show. So hopefully it turns out.
Oh no. You okay there, Vac? You froze up. Vac is froze, everybody. Here's the thing. It can be Buster, but doesn't necessarily mean it. Let's see if we can oh no.
Hello.
You good?
Hello. Testing. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you now.
Okay, well, I can't see your feed, so I'm going to have to watch for the stream now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Quick draw on his face. We can't. He's unfroze now.
That would be funny.
But
I don't know how that happened. I didn't do anything to Discord.
Consistent pattern with Disney. They did it with Owl House and Fabian Milo Murphy.
So, as long as they don't put any queer representation in the second season, they'll probably get a third.
Well, that doesn't explain Milo Murphy.
Well, I don't think anyone watched Milo Murphy.
It was fun when I did see it.
Okay.
But
I'm very excited for the Owl House Halloween episode.
Hey, speaking of actors in comic book movies, Ezra Miller has returned to do more Flash filming.
Yeah, they shot a bunch of pickups with him last weekend. So I guess that movie's still happening. It's just chugging ahead. And like I saw a report last month that a lot of his legal troubles had disappeared because they just paid a bunch of people off.
Oh.
Hooray. I love being a DC fan.
What sucks is like, yeah, there's some shitty people being in the Marvel movies, but like, they're like side characters or at best second main character. They're never like the premier focus of a thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Ezra Miller makes me want to Persona 3 myself. I don't even know what that means, but I agree.
In Persona 3, in order to activate their like supernatural powers, they have to take a fake gun and like themselves.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spawn movie. Tom McFarlane taps Joker and Empire writers.
Yeah, I love how like all day Todd was teasing big news for the Spawn movie, and I was like, are they gonna say they're actually moving ahead with the production? Are they actually gonna start shooting soon? And it's just like, no, Todd's too busy making toys, so he got name people to write the movie for him.
Should we talk about the Mario movie?
It's a video game thing. It's not a comic book thing.
Yeah, but it's a big movie, and we're nerds. It looks fine. Everyone who's shitting on Chris Pratt's voice didn't actually pay attention and listen.
I'm still waiting to see what Anya Taylor-Joy sounds like as Peach.
Marvel Review's first look at new Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we have a good look at what the Ryan North Fantastic Four is going to look like now. We got a little bit of a preview pages and whatnot without much dialogue, and I think it's safe to say we're both going to at least try this.
Oh yeah, we're going to try it. We're going to give it a check.
It seems to be focusing on Ben and Alicia doing some stuff.
Yeah,
maybe Alicia has powers now.
I love the covers they're doing, which are just like they're Alex Ross's recent fucking Fantastic Four book.
Yeah.
And they look beautiful. They look wonderful.
Yeah, and the interiors aren't bad too.
So the interiors are what I would expect from a marquee Marvel book. Solid art, all the things. It looks like Ben and Alicia get transported to the past somehow because Ben is fighting gangsters in old fashioned pickup trucks.
Yeah, that or maybe they're in Latveria.
Maybe. But also Alicia is showing some kind of abilities, maybe related to her father, the puppet master. So yeah, I'm excited because hey,
I'm just excited to be reading Fantastic Four again.
Yeah.
I remember when I said that at the start of Dan Slott's run.
Yep. And we have a new costume for the one, the only, the Winter Soldier.
He's getting a cloak.
He's getting the cloak. It looks kind of badass. It's kind of well, considering what happened in Captain America this week, it's kind of like rebellion.
Yeah, it makes sense. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good look.
I hope they never make a Marvel Legends of it though, because that's going to be a big traffic coney plastic shell.
Oh yeah. But imagine taking the body and getting a third-party cape.
Yeah. Damn it. But
also imagine the head articulation because he doesn't have the hair. He has it in a man bun.
Oh. But he does usually have like shorter hair. So like the figure we have now, the head articulation isn't bad.
But there is another drawing of it, same costume, which looks amazing. Looks great.
Yeah, that's some raw shit right there.
Yeah. Though I am a little hesitant of what's going to be happening in this event because of what happened in this last issue.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We both read it, so we'll talk about it. Well, it looks good.
Hey, you know who else is getting a new costume?
Let me pop it up somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be next.
It is. We got a new Daredevil costume, which is kind of like a growth of his current costume, but also taking elements of the Elektra costume.
And apparently this already has an official name of King Daredevil. He's going to be ruler of the Fist, and I really dig it. I feel like it's also very reminiscent of Ikiru, the first big bad of the Mark Waid run. And I've always wanted a figure of Ikiru, so hey, Marvel Legends team, you can make a figure of this and then just repaint it as Ikiru.
Like legitimately, it's just a great looking costume. It takes the baggy pants of Zdarsky's recent Daredevil costume. I know he didn't design it, but he's the main writer, and I can't remember the artist right now.
Suffing Chichetto.
Yeah. It takes a simple DD shirt look and adds the hoodie and mouthpiece from Elektra's recent Lady Daredevil look.
The shoulders also look a bit more armored.
This looks like a really good Daredevil costume.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm excited to see more fluid looking artwork of it.
It's evocative of classic Daredevil, but it's also not just a new Daredevil costume. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like I like the Charles Soule Run's costume, and I like the Charles Soule Run in general. But it's not like that run where they literally just went dip it in black.
Yeah. We also that's not what I want. Bye. We got a new Marvel timeline revealing some new events happening.
Yeah, just kind of making it clear where all the events for next year are going to be happening, because there's going to be Marvel events all through next year.
Here's the thing. I
read them all.
I prefer this style of Marvel events than the past Marvel events, where this is more of like these different sections of the Marvel universe have a big story that they're kind of climaxing to, instead of the entire universe is wrapped up in Civil War.
Yeah, it's not like right now where we have Judgment Day that's affecting almost everything. It's like there's going to be smaller, more localized events all through next year.
So we got Avengers Assemble, Dark Web, Sins of Sinister, Captain America Cold War, Summer of Symbiotes, and Fall of X.
Yeah, Avengers Assemble is obviously going to be the big grand epic who gives a shit finale of Aaron's Avengers run.
Mm-hmm.
But Dark Web, we've already heard quite about. It's going to be the X-Men Spider-Man crossover that I'm actually kind of interested in because it's something we'll talk about a little bit later. Sins of Sinister, we've been getting a lot of teasers for that, and it looks interesting.
It's like three
Captain
different
America,
timelines and a bunch of other stuff.
yeah, Captain America Cold War, probably going to be the big culmination of everything that's been going on in the Cap books for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Summer of the Symbiotes, I have no idea what that's actually going to be, but hey, it's a big Venom event. Let's go. And Fall of X, I wouldn't be surprised if this is them finally executing the finale of Hickman's master plan that he left for them.
I don't think it's going to be the fall of that because I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're leading up to a lot of things. I think fundamentally it's going to either be Xavier's being taken off the table, Fall of X.
Yeah.
Or it's...
I saw a theory that it was going to be like the finale of what's been building in Immortal X-Men, and it's going to culminate in it's like literally Fall of 10. There's 12 people on the council right now. 10 of them are going to get disgraced and have to leave, and we'll get a new form of government moving forward.
Very likely, that's possible. Summer of Symbiotes is probably also going to be leading off of what's been going on in the Venom book, which is a lot of big, dumb, cosmic-y bullshit.
Yeah, and it's the only one I'm honestly not sure if I'll read yet. I might end up reading it, but I'm definitely not reading Avengers Assemble, but I'm locked into 3 out of 5 here.
And also Dark Web is also going to be the return of Ben Reilly, because we've seen his evil costume a couple times. Please don't. Why?
I think it's only going to be for this arc. I think he's going to snap out of it by the end of Dark Web.
Hopefully.
Or die again. We'll see.
Who knows? Either way, it's things to be interested in.
Yeah.
We also get some Sins of Sinister trailer. We're not going to play it just in case.
Yeah, it's like a lot of, hey, look, here's some cool images we want you to get hyped over of just like, this looks like it's going to be a House of M style thing where it's going to be mostly exploring an alternate timeline where things are maybe kind of better, maybe kind of worse. And
I think it's going to be one part House of M, one part Age of Apocalypse, where it's 3 different timelines. One of them's going to be like pretty cool. One of them's going to be like, oh shit. And one of them's going to be like just fucking weird.
Yeah. I'll at least try this. I don't know. If it turns out to be a bunch of alternate timeline shit that's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, I'll probably drop most of it.
How many times has Ben Reilly returned from non-existence, as in like revealed to the audience? Twice.
Yeah.
That's once in the Clone Saga originally. Well, 3 times if you want to go by the original Clone Saga. So there's the original Clone Saga, the 90s Clone Saga, and then the Jackal. If you want to go by like returned to being written about, it's a little bit more. It's like 5 or 6. But when I say Ben Reilly return, Ben Reilly's out in the universe. He's doing shit. It's just we haven't been seen. Nothing. No one's written about him, and we haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's been MIA for about a year now.
Yeah. And then we also have some new Marvel comics happening. We got X-23 Deadly Regenesis.
Okay.
It's an X-23 book. It's a Laura book. It's cool.
Yeah, I wish it was called Wolverine Deadly Regenesis.
I think it's set in the past.
Oh.
That's my guess. It's set in the past. Or because she's doing an off the book thing, she doesn't want the name Wolverine be associated with it because there's already so much blood, so she's taken up her old mantle in order to do this one task.
Yeah.
We getting a Gambit and Rogue book, a Rogue and Gambit book.
I'm excited for this. This looks like it's just gonna be like, hey, let's go fix all the fucked up shit your mom did.
Let's go fix up the fucked up shit your mom did, All the while, my mother-in-law is just disapprovingly looking at Gambit.
Yeah.
It's like, you are not good for my daughter.
Mhm.
Well, what about your son? I don't have a son. You're not gonna adopt Nightcrawler? What is...
Marvel's still a little uncomfortable with acknowledging that.
Here's the thing. I would love to see a family dinner. Mystique, Destiny, Rogue, Gambit, Nightcrawler, and his date.
X-Men Thanksgiving special, that's just that.
And it's the most awkward shit because Gambit and Nightcrawler are having the time of their lives being shitheads.
Uh-huh. Oh, you know who Nightcrawler's date should be?
Who?
That Arakan lady he was fucking.
Oh yeah, boy. And Mystique's just going like, who's this woman? Who are you? Nah, we fucked before. We know each other's names. We fucked before. You're right. We fucked like 10 times before.
And all the while, while they're saying that,
Gambit gives him a high five.
No, Destiny's just like going like this, and meanwhile, Rogue and Gambit are just snickering like children.
God damn it. That's the thing we never think about. Gambit and Nightcrawler are brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
How many times have they interacted in the comics?
I don't feel like they've talked at all since Rogue and Gambit got married.
Jesus Christ. Like, come on. Come on, Marvel. Rogue and Nightcrawler are brother and sister. Let them be.
Do some shit with that.
Also, Marvel, if you could, retcon the Azazel fucking thing and have it be what Chris Claremont originally wanted.
Yeah.
If people are not aware of what Chris Claremont originally intended for Nightcrawler's origin, Mystique and Destiny had a baby because Mystique's a shapeshifter. She turned into a man. And they were able to have a baby.
Mm-hmm. And then wasn't it like an editor or somebody said, no, that's a little too progressive. Make a red Nightcrawler and have him fuck Destiny.
No, they just said don't mention it right now. Like you can and then someone later on made that.
Oh, okay.
But like here's the thing with Nightcrawler's whole big Catholic stuff and like faith and everything, isn't being the child of two women a form of immaculate conception?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could do some stuff with that.
There's some material to wring out of that, buds.
Mm-hmm. Also, Betsy's getting a new book.
Yeah, Betsy's getting a new book. It's Captain Britain.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to read about Betsy again because Way of X very quickly lost me, but this looks like it might not.
Yeah. It was a very high fantasy thing. Mm-hmm. Especially because, like, Marvel's trying to, like... I wouldn't say trying to diversify their books. They're trying to understand that their books can be more than just superheroes.
Yeah. And I mean, like, interestingly enough, the new Captain Britain book is written by Teenie Howard, the person who has basically monopolized Betsy since Xbox.
Yeah. We got 2 more links to open up. Give me a moment.
Eyebrows. Who are you referencing there now?
Eyebrows from my streams.
Oh, okay.
He comes in the chat. He likes femboys.
Oh. Damn, Mystique's technically a femboy. How about that?
And more like a shape-shifting, gender-neutral person.
Yeah.
Just got a couple more links, and now all of the links are open. Now we can just go through them all.
Hooray! Let's news the news.
We got a trailer for Dark Web and a couple covers. We won't look at the trailer, but here's some of the image for Dark Web.
Yeah, and we also got the checklist from this.
Hmm.
So we now know all the bullshit we're gonna have to read, and like I found out about a couple books that are happening for this checklist that start next month. Like apparently Norman is getting a book of his own, a miniseries called Golden Goblin. Oh boy, I'm excited.
Look at that suit.
That is a Power Rangers ass suit, I gotta say.
Yeah. Mary Jane and Black Cat again. Yo, what's up? Hey Marvel. Hey Marvel. Hey Marvel. Polly.
Eh? Uh, Miss Marvel's getting a tie-in to this, so that should be interesting.
Hey yo, that fucking Venom. What? Hell yeah.
Yeah. I also like how in the trailer they showed some images from what I presume is going to be the first X-Men issue tying into this. Of frickin' Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Magic all out Christmas shopping together.
Yeah. We got some X-Men. We got Miss Marvel coming in with Miles and Goblin Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Because she's the big bad of this. It's Goblin Queen manipulating Ben Riley, I think.
Maybe it. But
Yeah.
overall, it seems like it's going to be fun. It seems like it's going to be interesting. And I'll fill you in on details that you need while reading it because you're not reading Venom.
Hooray! I might actually forget to read that week if that's the main Venom title.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Blade has a daughter, and she's a hot anime babe, and she's going to kill vampires.
All right, whose OC is this? Who did this one? I want a name.
Let's see who's writing this.
Who's responsible? Come on, fess up.
Danny Lore and artist Karen S. DeBoer.
All right, y'all are on probation.
Like legit, that is. I wouldn't say that's an OC. Like OC do not steal.
She's pretty close to being an OC do not steal.
She's not.
So I gotta say, I love Blade in standing just behind her, going, "Hey, look at my daughter, isn't she cool?"
Look at my daughter. She's gonna fucking kill shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So has she appeared in anything before this, or is this going to be her literal first appearance?
I think this is her first appearance.
Okay, so we don't know if like Blade's been.
Oh wait, no. Marvel Comics introduced Brielle Brooks into the Marvel Universe earlier this year in the pages of Free Comic Book Day Avengers X-Men.
Okay, so I guess we all got to go read that real quick if we're gonna read this. I'm not gonna read this.
I will because I'm fucking tired of Blade being a fucking Avenger. Fuck that shit.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully it's cool. Unless she's an extremely compelling character, I am not going to be made to read Blade because of a hip, cool young girl coming in and shaking things up. That's how they got me with Ant-Man. I'm not going to do it again.
Yep. We are getting some information for our new Guardians of the Galaxy book. Someone's gonna die.
They basically said at the next panel there will be a Guardians of the Galaxy book next year and someone will die.
And Guardians Volume 3 of the movies.
Yeah, that's right.
Last film to feature the original Guardians crew, the fans are worried that some of their favorite characters might die. Hinted that there will be some major deaths in the upcoming movie, and many have guessed that Rocket will be the one to go. He's not saying that Rocket is going, he's saying many are guessing Rocket's gonna die. So, who knows?
Yeah.
In other news, over at DC, Joe Quesada is going to be drawing some Batman covers.
Yeah, Joe Quesada is doing the variants for the main Batman book for the next little while. I mean, it always gets like 4 or 5 variants an issue, but Joe's going to be a mainstay on drawing variants for it for a little while, which is a little knuck and futz. This is the first thing he's doing since leaving Marvel, but like, it's not unprecedented. It's like a cool little thing, and it's not like he's drawing the main. It's not like he's doing the interiors.
Yeah, and it's also he's retired. He's retired from Marvel. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
If he started drawing Spawn covers, I'd be fine with it.
No. he can draw. He can do whatever he wants. Also, he got his start doing this stuff at DC. So why not kind of just be like, you know what? You gave me my start. I'll help you guys out right now.
Hmm.
Also, it's been.
Hey Jim, I need to pay the rent this week. Can I draw some covers for you guys?
Hey, DC also has an event coming out next year.
Yeah.
Lazarus Planet.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, what the fuck happened to Kid Flash? And I was like, oh, that's Monkey King.
Yeah. This doesn't look bad, but it's just not particularly exciting. It's one of those DC events. I see the teaser and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll give it a shot, and maybe it'll actually be secretly awesome, like Batman versus Robin. But who knows?
Real quick though, I love this Guyver ass Poison Ivy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Though scrolling down to the image right below it, Red Canary already just debuted, and she's already being used for cheesecake. Like Jesus, that woman has nothing covering her ass.
Yeah. Cyborg looks fine. I like that they're going back to the more white metallic look for Cyborg.
Mm-hmm. I like that apparently Mercy Graves is going to be a main character in this book.
Holy shit. Oh! Heroes transform, secrets revealed, powers unleashed. Batman as Dr. Fate, Super Cyborg, Super Martian Manhunter.
More of Red Canary's ass.
John being Blue Superman. That's okay. There's some interesting things here. But I'm not. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it'll be worth following for the yucks.
Hey, maybe this will be your guys' Judgment Day.
It's possible.
Really weird marketing, but ultimately the book is really good.
Mm-hmm. And I think it starts right at the end of Batman versus Robin. So who knows? Maybe you'll get drawn into this madness.
Who knows? But hey, starting with 1051 this January, Action Comics is now a super family book with 3 individual stories every single issue.
Yeah, and everybody's getting a slight costume redesign, or just straight up getting a costume in the case of the twins.
Except Clark.
Yeah, Clark's just going back to his classic costume, which is fine. Clark can wear the classic costume. And like, I like all these new costumes individually. I really like Kara's costume. I'm just gonna straight up say it because I'm the Supergirl.
Here's all the costumes, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, Kara's costume is a massive improvement from the one we got at the end of Woman of Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's just losing the cape and putting a jacket over it, but it's a massive improvement. It's still not what I want, but it's much better. And all the other ones are kind of similar, where it's like I generally like the idea behind this. I don't like that they're all so similar, though. That like it like they all have like similar looking jackets. They don't have the same jacket, and it almost looks like they're meant to be Clark's support staff.
I think it makes them feel like an adventuring group, you know?
Yeah, I can kind of see that. And I mean, like, if anything, this will probably finally give me some more Kara-focused content, because the 3 stories per issue, I mean, you're telling me, and Leah Williams is writing? Oh, you're telling me there's a chance, aren't you?
None of them's going to feature Kara. She's just going to be support for every other person.
Okay, it's fine. I'm fine. It's cool that the twins are getting to be super people, though.
Yeah. I like their...
I think they de-aged the girl a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah, fine. Also, it's nice seeing the Natasha here.
Yeah, Natasha's been here since they went to Warworld, but it's good to see her being brought more into the fold, and same thing for Kong.
But like, that also means we're probably going to see some Steel every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, having Kong come back is great, and John getting them blue Superman powers. What's up with that?
You know, here's the thing. The blue Superman powers are a neat idea. As a concept, not for Superman.
Yeah.
So have that, like, that's a Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm. Also, the one question I have coming out of all this, like the actual serious question is, They haven't said if Son of Kal-El is ending or not. They've just said that this is happening and the next bit of news is happening. But like they've redesigned John, and this is going to be a super family book. So are they folding his shit into here, or is it just like whoever is drawing Son of Kal-El is going to have to start drawing this costume now?
I don't know because I do think there's going to be a new Superman ongoing by Joshua
Joshua
Williams.
Williamson, who is kind of the big architect at DC right now. He's taken over to Jeff Johns' Finger Guns position. Um, and like he's writing Dark Crisis. He wrote Infinite Frontier. He was writing The Flash for a long time, and I guess now he's getting the Superman reigns, which should be interesting. I hope he doesn't clash too much with what Taylor and Johnson were doing, but the premise for this book sounds pretty exciting, which is after the current arc, Lex is gonna get finally thrown in jail, and it's gonna be a chance for more minor villains to take over. Like obviously, you got Bizarro, you got Parasite, you got Livewire, you've got Silver Banshee.
What's wrong with Silver
These...
Banshee? I don't know that character.
All right, so this is a rant I've been saving up for quite a while.
Oh,
One of my favorite things about the New 52 Supergirl book, which until Woman of Tomorrow was the best Supergirl book, was the New 52 version of Silver Banshee, who is Kara's first friend on Earth, and they have a legitimately wholesome friendship, and she kind of teaches her stuff about Earth. She got written out of the book after a few trades and only reappeared briefly during the Red Lantern saga, but she's also been MIA since, only appearing as background cameos in groups of villains. And I feel like I'm the only one who read that stuff, and DC just forgot that they completely changed Silver Banshee with the new 52, and they've just gone back to pre 52 new Silver Banshee. And I guess we're going to finally find out if that's the case or not. I would love it if whatever issue she shows up in, it's just she's psycho, she's crazy, the curse has gotten control of her, and then and Clark can't handle her, and then Kara just shows up and goes, "Yo, snap out of it."
snap back to reality.
That's what I want to happen. It's not what I think is going to happen. I think it's just going to be the Silver Banshee is attacking and Superman stops her and throws her in jail, because Silver Banshee is kind of one of the shocker levels Superman villains.
She has a good look.
Yeah, that's her classic look. She's got more of like a short cropped look in the new 52. Like her whole thing is she's an Irish punk singer who just immigrated to New York.
Oh. But overall, it seems like a neat thing. We're getting a Batman Beyond fucking Static crossover.
Yeah, and apparently this is supposed to be in continuity, because it's literally set in 2040 and Virgil is 35.
That's kind of hype.
Yeah. I know they've said very little about this, but I am fucking hyped for this. Just because like it's those two kind of like only appealing to early 2000s kids characters making getting a crossover finally.
That is a good ass rendition of the Terry McGinnis.
Yeah. And Static don't look too bad either.
No, Static looks fucking hype.
Static looks a bit like Wale if Wale hit the gym.
Yeah. It's good shit. Good shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Guess what? Legendary Superman writer Dan Jurgens returns to Lois and Clark timeline.
Yeah, we're getting Lois and Clark 2 Doom Rising, which is going to be a sequel to Superman Lois and Clark book he did way back in 2015, which brought post-crisis Superman into the new 52 and kind of kickstarted the whole rebirth thing. And this is meant to be like a weird kind of Death of Superman 30th anniversary project of John being in the past when Clark died and seeing that weird era of the world and dealing with it.
Oof.
I'm interested in it because it's gonna be the first young John content we've gotten in forever. but it's also a little like that sounds weird. And also, Dan Jurgens is one of those comic book writers whose style just hasn't evolved in like 20 years.
Mm.
So it might be very
Dated.
weird, datedly feeling in its writing, like when Stanley used to try and write new stuff in the 2000s.
Yeah. We also got a new DC Harley Quinn book.
Yeah, Multiversity. Harley Quinn screws up the DC universe. This is a book that's coming. I do not care.
Vac. Why is
Yes.
DC trying to copy what Marvel did like 8 years ago?
I mean, it's just the thing. Whenever one of the two companies has an original idea, the other one copies it 5 years later.
Because literally, Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm getting. It's like it's Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, but with
But it's an uh-oh oopsie.
it's an whoopsie and not an existential examination of Deadpool's understanding of metatextuality and the fact that he is a fictional character.
Mm-hmm. And like, no disrespect to the artist, but that art style is the kind of cutesy cartoony that I don't really get into. So like, there's nothing about this book that's appealing to me, if I'm being honest.
If I can also just be like weird about for a second, why did she have such big tits?
I didn't even notice that before, but yeah, you're right. She's got them double D's. She's got them pinning tits.
It is a distinct flavor of like this person wanted to draw stacked Harley Quinn. I wouldn't even bat an eye if she was a short gal. She's a short stack in this.
Yeah, that actually feels really weird to me. I don't think of it's a weird topic of conversation to get on, but I don't think of Harley Quinn as being stacked.
I don't know. But also with the whoopsie vibe, it's just giving like, let's make Harley a bimbo.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
It's just giving those vibes, and like, no, don't give me those vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Michael Bendis has a new comic coming out.
Yeah, he's making a thing. This looks like I don't know how to feel about this. Is there anything interesting to be said about Bendis? Is there anything interesting he could have to say left? Is what I'm trying to say.
Here's the thing. It's an indie book, so maybe?
Hmm?
He's not trying to be like a Marvel or DC guy. He's just writing a story. And here's the thing. I think if Bendis had continuously done independent work while doing Marvel and DC work, he'd probably be in a much better writing position.
Yeah. And I mean, it says it's meant to be a comedic take on the fabled one savior from each mythology. So that's a kind of fun premise. I don't know. I feel like we're both going to read the first issue out of morbid curiosity.
Wait, like, what do you mean mythology? Like, meta myth? Like, oh, one superhero, magic, ancient myth? Or is it like, this is the hero of British myth? This is the hero of Nordic myth?
I don't know. Might just be like a general chosen one thing, because I mean, like the lady with the spear on the cover is giving me Buffy vibes, and that was all about chosen one myth.
Yeah, I do like that guy because this guy feels the big guy in the back. He kind of feels like a Jack Kirby homage.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. I will say this: Brian Michael Bendis got a good artist on this because that art looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid general indie art if you're doing a grounded book.
Yeah, it's pretty good, solid indie art. It's loose, it's fun. There's some neat stuff.
Shall we talk about toys?
We can talk about toys. Hello, toys! we're getting Madeline Pryor with Ghost Rider Engine of Vengeance, like everyone predicted.
Yeah, they're calling this tier 0 actually. This funds at 10,000 backers, whereas Mephisto funds at 12,000, and the campaign itself funds at 9,000. And I am pulling it up right now so we can say the numbers in a minute here.
Nice.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the first Marvel Legends reveal in a long time where people were down on it, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. I I saw some people saying like, oh, they're trying to go for a more modern look, and I'm like, but that's not what she looks like in the comics right now. She's got the underboob in the comics right now. Why isn't that there? This is
I know why
it's not going to retail shelves. You don't have to worry about pissing off Walmart.
No, I know why it's not. Look at where the fucking cutoff for the chest articulation is. That makes for a cleaner paint job.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's fucking HasLab. You can put the extra effort in. Also, why is her cape weirdly tattered? Why is the boots got that look? And I mean, it's not. I mean, it's just fucking hilarious that it looks like they gave her lower body flesh tone and just did an extra black loincloth piece. So there's gonna, if this thing funds, there's gonna be some unsavory photos out there.
Like there wouldn't be anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, I don't like that the face just has demonic eyes. I would have liked her to have a more neutral expression, but that's just me.
I mean, it's kind of a neutral expression. It's just spooky eyes.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, this isn't the worst thing ever. There have been Marvel Legends way worse than this. Like, I mean, arguably the Silvermane from that 5-pack is worse than this. But I am like super underwhelmed by this reveal.
I think she looks fine.
Fair enough.
But like,
they also had everything on display at SDCC though, or NYCC. God damn it.
Nick here.
Yeah.
So we got Engine of Vengeance. Also, hey, Danhausen went to New York Comic Con and he got to hang out with the Marvel Legends crew for a second.
Yeah, it seemed like there were a lot more people meeting up with the lads, as I like to call them, at NYCC than there were at SDCC. Like, I saw a bunch of the actual creators that were on the HasLab stream showed up and took pictures with them, and they of course met Danhausen and several other people who I actually follow on Twitter regularly, like John, who runs Preturnia, was there. And they let him take photos of it without the glass case after day one was over. And it seems really good in hand. I still think that the campaign itself is worth the price. I just can't pay the price right now.
Yep. It looks real good. Some more photos that people have been taking.
There was a really cool video of the lights running, and you could see like there's actually kind of a billowing flame effect to it.
Mephisto and Madeline. Yeah, they look good. I don't know.
Looks solid. I hope it funds, but right now, with 22 days, 0 hours, and 9 minutes left, it is at 5,225 out of 9,000 backers for the base funding, which hasn't moved up much since last week.
Oh, we'll see what happens. Yeah, looks good, looks solid. Can we get some new stuff?
What new stuff could there be?
I don't know. I didn't know what photos were in here. So, boop.
Yeah. I did expect them to reveal another tier figure during NYCC, but they never did.
We got an in-hand figure of the female Black Panther costume from Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, and like they have an in-hand prototype, so obviously this is coming very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a store or a fan channel exclusive release at the same time as the movie. Either that or it's coming in the next Disney Plus MCU wave, along with that Warrior Gamora they showed at PulseCon.
But it looks good.
Yeah, it looks really solid. I wish it had a lower torso joint, but it's doing okay.
And we got some new DC Multiverse figures.
Yeah, DC Multiverse was actually kind of the biggest thing out of NYCC. This first round of reveals was like a few days beforehand, but they showed a lot of stuff this last couple days. First and foremost, though, we have this little wave of Gold Label figures.
Yeah.
We got Deathstroke. I forget what version. This is Defiance Deathstroke. I don't know what storyline that is, but it is a look from the comics. I know that. Tim Drake in his red costume, and a new Wonder Woman Endless Winter, which has a new head and different accessories, and Kyle Rayner in his classic costume, which you were complaining the Blackest Night one wasn't for way back when.
This is really good. That's a good Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, I love the samurai constructs. That's a really cool choice.
Oh yeah, because of course Kyle Rayner would be a fucking weeb.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fucking great, good,
solid reveals.
Yeah.
But then we had the panel where there were some pretty heckin' good reveals, I'd say.
So we got some more page punchers with some Aquaman figures.
Yeah, we're getting an Ocean Master, we're getting Kelder, we're getting Black Manta, and we're getting a stupid looking Arthur.
We're also getting a ultra articulated 7 action figure line.
Yeah, I think this is just like the next general wave of multiverse, but it's a lot of what we've been asking for. It's a lot of more classic, iconic looks. Obviously, Duke Thomas, the Signal, is a newer character, as evidenced by every toy news channel I follow just saying, this Power Ranger Batman looks neat. But we're getting Jim Ballant Catwoman. We're getting blue and gray costume Batman. We're getting 90s Connor.
Well, also new Connor.
Yeah, we're getting evergreen Connor. We're getting a more classic looking Mr. Freeze, who comes with his freeze gun, which is pretty cool. We're getting the goddamn Eradicator and Joker. I believe that's his look from the book that's just called The Joker, but is a secret Jim Gordon book.
Yeah, it's a good looking Joker though.
Yeah, this is a really good way.
That's a great contemporary evergreen Joker.
And I mean, like, this is just a really good wave in general. This is what I wanted multiverse to be in the first place. Like, yeah, some of these looks are in the current comics, but they're all like classic evergreen looks that you can just put on your shelf and just say, like, yeah, that is my one Batman, that is my one Catwoman, that is my one Mr. Freeze.
We also got some Dark Knight figures. They're going to be doing some classic Dark Knight.
Yeah, they're doing a whole way, and apparently they had to like bug Warner Brothers ever since they had the license to get to do this. They wanted to do this right at the start, but Warner Brothers didn't want them making new Dark Knight figures for a while, which is a bit odd in my opinion. But
no, we want you to promote the new stuff, but this would also help promote the new stuff. But it's old stuff. Yes, but if people have eyes on it because of the old stuff, they'll also be looking at the new stuff and see how cool it is.
Yeah. And I believe it's also going to be a Build-A-Wave. I think Bane is the Build-A-Figure, but I'm not sure about that because this was a couple days ago.
Yeah. But they look good.
Yeah.
And then we're getting some more 5-point articulated figures.
Yeah, we're getting more of the Superpowers line. Nightwing looks solid. Wonder Woman... she looks okay. The cape is a little.
It's Linda looking. Carter as fuck.
Yeah, and that Slade. Ooh, I like that Deathstroke. That looks very Bruce Timm to me.
Yeah. And then they're doing some fucking Demon Slayer fucking figures.
Yeah, big get, but doesn't matter to me at all.
My big thing is like, Todd. Demon Slayer's been over for like 2 years now.
But there's not been any domestic highly articulated figures of it, so we thought we'd swoop in and fill that slot,
Bandai and Figma have gotten this covered, Todd.
But nobody's done it on America toy shelves, you see.
Legitimately, I swear to God, I'm pretty sure Bandai and their Anime Heroes line that has like Monkey D. Luffy, Zoro.
Yeah, no, you're right. I've seen them in Walmarts. I'm just saying that would be Todd.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying I'm not.
Uh,
Yeah, we got Frankenstein. Is this the Frankenstein that has the black canary face sewn onto his chest?
I mean that happened to this Frankenstein in what was it, Dark Future or some stupid shit like that. But this is how he looked way before that, when he was first appeared in the Agents of Shades book, and like this version of Frankenstein is like a fan favorite DC character.
Neat.
Yeah,
Is he a good
he
guy?
looks yeah he looks like a big badass figure.
All right, cool.
Uh, but yeah, there was also some Spawn stuff at the panel, but I didn't find any articles about it. Basically, the most exciting thing is we're getting there's going to be a Spawn Batman 2-pack to celebrate the new comic, and we're finally getting Medieval Spawn in the line.
Nice. But also we're getting Mongol.
Yeah, and this looks to be, I could be mistaken, but this looks to be Warworld Saga Mongol.
Oh, this is the newest Mongol.
Yeah, this is the Mongol who is. This is what if Mongol was movie Thanos, and I am low-key tempted to pick this up.
See, here's the thing. I was thinking like, oh man, this is cool. Wouldn't it be great if he came with like a Black Mercy accessory that you can put on other figures?
Oh, you know there's going to be like a 2-pack of like an ultra classic Mongol and Superman that has the Black Mercy in there at some point.
That'd be cool. But yeah, that's it for toy news, everybody.
I did get new toys though this week. Should we talk about that real quick?
I thought you did that while I was gone for a moment, but yeah.
No, I talked about I didn't talk about the promotions.
Okay.
We got sidetracked with stuff. But yeah, first up, I knocked one of them over. I got Retro Collection Rhino. He is really nice, really big, really beefy, really chunky. I love they gave him a torso joint, or they gave him an ab crunch. It only has one click. That's how big and chunky he is. It can't go back at all. But you can get him into some pretty good like running and walking poses. Like the only thing I would probably change about him is maybe try and work butterfly joints in there, but it's not a huge loss that they're not there. He's a really big solid figure. I was able to get him to balance on one foot right out of the box. That was really exciting.
How does he poop?
I don't know. I'm not brave enough to answer that question, but the alternate head is also hilarious. I mean, this is the head that comes in the box, but it's the alternate head at the moment. Just because the peg, it has to be so deeply recessed. It's not on a ball joint. Like, pull this one off. Look at how deep that goes. So you put the other one on, but the peg is so deep, so long and thick. I noticed you could have another figure hold it, like it's a freaking ice cream cone or something, which I find hilarious. But overall, very, very good figure. Finally, we have a classic Rhino. Love the shading on him, too. I just noticed that again, setting him down. But people who listen to all our shows and listen to this week's mega episode of Modular Components on the Hasbro PulseCon reveals may have noticed at one point, Cody and I scrambled to order Retro Collection Lizard, who went in stock on Marvel.com, or not Marvel, Walmart.com this week, and he is fabulous. He is exactly what I was hoping for. Very, very classic, very fun. The bendy wire is nice and expressive in this tail, so you can get all kinds of poses going on. I love this speaker. This is a really nice accessory. The other one, just because of the nature of how they're made, it looks weirdly not full. It looks like there's like a piece of uranium in there instead of actually being liquid. But that's just because it's a piece of plastic inserted for the bottom. And I'm not going to be displaying him this way, but the alternate Steve Ditko head is pretty great.
Nice.
But yeah, there's that. There's the Legends I got this week. Probably the last Legends I'm going to get until Galactus comes, just because I need money for other things right now. But I did also watch a show. I finally finished watching Punisher, Netflix Punisher Season 1. I'm not going to jump into season 2 for a little while because I got other things I want to watch first. But season 1 was really, really good. Might be my new favorites outside of comics interpretation of the Punisher. A lot of stuff. I never thought I would care about Microchip as much as I did in that show. Like his whole storyline is one of the best parts of the show. When he finally gets to reunite with his family at the end of season 1, it is like so heartwarming.
Nice.
Yeah, really solid show. Might be a bit much for some people who have some hangups about guns and the military, obviously. But if you just like good hour dramas, and you don't binge it all, because I think it watches very good, like in spaced out one episode a day, because that's how I did it. Like it doesn't feel like it needs to be binged. It doesn't feel like a 16-hour movie. It just feels like a good solid show that has a beginning, middle, and end to its season-long plot. So I would highly recommend it. And of course, you can't talk about Netflix Punisher without going.
Nice. Hey, you ready to talk about some comics?
Can I get water first? I'm actually really parched.
No, we must talk about comics now.
Okay.
By talk about comics, I mean I talk about Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor real quick.
All right, I'll get water while you do that.
Pretty. This is the end of this little mini series, I think it is, or it might just be the end of the arc. I don't know if they're gonna continue it. But basically, yeah, they just fight all the stuff. They get out of the nightmare. They beat all the bad guys. They win the day. They fight Ares. It's a big old fight. It's just a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight. And now Valkyrie controls the zombified corpses, undead of her old sisters, which is weird. But hey, they're around and they may do something. Who knows? Hey, what's up?
Hey, are you still talking about the book?
It was a big fight in the climax. They fight Ares. Valkyrie now has her old Valkyrie sisters that were fallen as undead servants.
Okay.
So that's a thing that may be happening in the future.
I like that cover though. That's a cool cover.
That's a good cover.
Yeah.
I also read X-Men Red.
I read this too. Did I forget to send you the cover?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I double checked and I checked on the page too.
All right. What the hell? Yeah. No. I like this issue a lot. That opening, man.
That opening, Magneto and Storm's arms, as he's just going like, "Yo, you know what? Charles was kind of right, and ultimately being blinded by hate for people who can't help it, being blinded by hate ultimately fucked me up more than it helped me."
Also, editorial, please don't bring me back for at least a year this time.
Yeah, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then we have the moment
Storm and Iska just having a bitch off.
We have the moment since the moment we've met Iska, we have the moment we've been waiting for, which is Iska basically going like, "Fuck all y'all, I win all the time. Fuck you. What the fuck you gonna do to me?" And then Fisher King just stands up and goes like, "All right, I challenge you to a game. Whoever understands loss the most wins." Oh, fuck. And just like, she's like, "I'm a fucking monster. Fuck, don't come near me, I'll kill you."
Yeah.
As she fucking walks away.
Yeah. Iska exiles herself. It's pretty interesting.
Because she finally understands her being an asshole this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I'm the baddies.
I'm the baddies. And basically Storm goes like, "All right, everything's fucked. I'm I'm stepping down from like my position and giving it to this fucking poet dude who's been badass this past few times. And he goes like, yeah, I'll accept that. I'm cool. And they go like, okay, so what? You're just fucking off? And she's like, no, 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 no. There is only one seat I need to sit at. For my former for my villain, for my friend, I, Aurora, sit on the seat of loss. So good.
Yeah.
X-Men Red, top tier shit.
It's a pretty good book. It took a minute for people to acknowledge it, but it's a real good book.
Yeah. We both read Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty.
I liked this issue for the most part.
Oh, are we talking about the final panel?
Yeah, the final panel is rough, isn't it?
The final panel is drama cliffhanger, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's drama filled. Also, I love Redacted. Redacted just coming along being Captain America's fucking robot buddy.
Redacted's just a big old puppy dog at this point. He's like a psycho killer R2-D2. I love it.
What do you mean? R2-D2 is already a psycho killer.
I don't subscribe to that theory.
Look, he can't even say anything. Every time he talks, he swears, so they have to bleep him out.
Okay, Tumblr.
They fucking break into the secret headquarters of the bad guys. They fight the villains. They fight the mooks. And Captain America
get taunted a lot.
Captain America points out, like, you don't have to fight. And they go like, yeah, we do. There's bombs fucking attached to us. And he goes like, yeah, but we stopped it. And they stop fighting. I'm like, oh my god, you saved us. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
And then they get to one of the people who've been controlling the world from the shadows. And Captain America goes like, well, your time's up. And Bucky goes like, and the guy keeps egging Bucky on. It's like, you gotta kill me. And Bucky goes like, Cap, I kind of gotta kill him. No, you don't have to kill him. I kind of gotta kill him. Yeah, it's good.
And so, yeah. And that last panel. Oof.
I also read Hulk, number 9.
How was that?
A little weird, a little goof. Not in a bad way. It's Bruce Banner starts off in a therapy session with Doc Samson.
Okay.
But it's not really Doc Samson. It's his mental projection of Doc Samson.
Okay.
So he has to do a therapy session in his own head before he can pilot the Hulk. And he's made a bunch of constructs of his subconscious that he can talk to. So there's just a bunch of Bruce Banners walking around doing jobs.
Oh god, it's the Council of Bruces.
But it's just one Bruce. And they find a planet and they land on it and they look at the structure and they go like, yo, what the fuck? Why is there a Hulk statue here? And then the hot purple lady that's on the cover shows up and goes like, ah, Hulk, we've been waiting for you. And that's the end of the issue.
Well, that's really dumb. Why would you put her on the cover if she's going to be the last page reveal? I hate that shit.
Because you want to show the hot purple lady.
Show her in the next issue.
You read Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, God.
I mean, this issue isn't bad. It's just... It's what I like to call a connective tissue issue, where it's not really a story in its own. It's just, we're checking in on a bunch of stuff and promoting tie-ins right now. Like, the Bat family shows up to fight the Dark Army. And then we get fucking the Hal and Barry going and helping the Justice League remember shit in the multiverse. And then Gar gets out of his hospital bed and joins up with the Titans to go fight the good fight. Also, this was happening while you were reading that, and this was happening while you were reading that. Fucking Black Adam is still being an asshole, but it doesn't matter because look, big splash page of all the young heroes together calling themselves Titans. And Kara's in the top corner there and drawn the worst she's been in a good long while. And probably the best part of the whole issue is when they go to free Superman from his world, and like the whole league shows up, and he's just sitting on the Kent farm looking at a picture of his family. And they're all like, Bruce or Clark, you have to come with us. This isn't real. It's all fake. And he's like, oh, I knew. I knew from the start. But I wanted to watch my boy grow up. Now let's go save the world. And he becomes a fucking crazy cosmic Superman.
Hell yeah. So it's basically like, hey, guys, I'm sorry, but like this was a one-time opportunity. I wanted to see him grow up. No one can blame him. Yeah.
And fucking everybody finally starts to get in the same place. And oh look, the true darkness is here. Get ready for the final fight to start next month. Yay. It's fine.
All right. I'm so sorry. Like, because every week I keep talking about like, oh man, Judgment Day's so good. Judgment Day's so good. And you gotta come in and go like, there's moments of cool things in Dark Crisis.
Here's the thing. This event is fine. But it does pale in comparison to Judgment Day. I'll agree.
No, but it also sucks that I feel like I'm rubbing it in your face every once in a while. Marauders, issue 7.
Hey, what's going on with my girl Kate?
So they saved those mutants from the far past, and it turns out it's not the mutant they recovered wasn't just one mutant, it was 3 mutants, because he has a weird power that could like put multiple bodies into himself, and he's a time capsule. And like we just get an exploration of what they were, and explanation of what's going to be happening. So the past mutants go like, yeah, no, shit was kind of cool back then. There was a bunch of mutants and a bunch of like we lived together with like humans. And then the Shi'ar happened, and then like a bunch of weird shit happened, and we had to like go do a thing. So I guess we just got captured by the Shi'ar, and their Marauders are like, okay, cool. That doesn't line up, because how the fuck were there mutants before there were humans?
Good question.
Humans hadn't evolved at the time when you are kind of talking about when you were around. And they go like, oh yeah, we had to fight these weird bioorganism single cell things that like take over bodies in the Great Oxygen War. All this kind of stuff. And Nova goes like, I see what's going on. I see what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to go to the past. We're gonna have to do some stuff. Because we have to deal with, I can't remember one of the names, but we have to deal with Sublime. Do you know what Sublime is?
No.
Sublime is a sentient single-cell living organism hive mind, that infected humanity to make them hate mutants.
Okay.
It was created by Grant Morrison.
That tracks.
They're dealing with it now.
Alright.
And the Sublime sibling virus thing. So that's happening. Oh, by the way, also Judgment Day X-Men.
What about it?
It was really good. This is Jean's judgment.
Oh, how's that go?
The progenitor basically goes like, you killed a whole planet as a phoenix. Yes, but I try to help people. Yeah, but you killed the whole planet as the phoenix. I've saved number of planets. Yeah, but you killed a whole planet in cold blood.
I've literally been on trial for this twice.
Congratulations, you're on trial for it for a third time. And she just basically goes like, yeah, but you're killing this whole planet. And he goes like, yeah, I have a reason. You didn't have a reason to kill them. Like, I am working under my own morals and beliefs. You killed them for no good reason.
You were knucking futs at the time.
And he goes like, your husband said I should fear you. And that made me think, like, what the fuck kind of... This man has balls to talk about his wife like she is a fucking monster and still love her. Holy shit, I need to meet this woman. And now that I have, it's a little disappointing. It's kind of just like, yeah, cool, you have power and you are very strong. But, like, you killed the whole planet and you feel guilty. Like, it's just like, yeah, no, you're dead. No, it's thumbs down. You fail.
Dang.
And she comes out of this whole psychic battle and she goes like, I failed. And Tony Stark immediately goes like, God fucking damn it. Why the... God... We're on a time crunch here. And Logan immediately goes like, fuck off. She's been through a lot. And you don't know.
That's my wife too, Tony. How dare you?
And there's a cute moment between Jean and Wolverine. She goes like, Logan, you're just what I need. And Logan just goes like, Red, I ain't what anybody needs.
Oh.
And it's sweet. And they keep going down. They're dealing with the whole progenitor. It's just exploring Jean and her judgment.
Yeah.
But Star Fox also has an one-shot issue.
Okay.
The random thingamajig just fucking made a lot of my books line up.
All right.
So Star Fox is going through the world trying to help people and going like, hey, here's Star Fox's character for people who just got reintroduced to it recently because of the Eternals movie and this. So let's explain Star Fox. Star Fox was created because Mentor and his wife were trying to make more Eternals as like proof of concept, and they made Thanos. And they were like, oh fuck, that fucked up. Let's try again. And then they made Star Fox. They made Eros. Okay? And so his mom took him to Earth once and got him hooked up into the Eternal machine that resurrects them. And she goes like, no, you gotta stay on Earth. Now. You're an Eternal now. You gotta do shit. And he's like, nah, I'm fucking off. I'm gonna go be an adventurer. I'm gonna go be a disappointment to you. And now he's going like, maybe I should have stayed and be a hero and helped people out. Because this is kind of fucked. So he goes like, yo, I can teleport people into this eternal dimensional area. That could at least save people while we're trying to deal with the progenitor. I'm going to do that. And the person who's been the head of the Eternals for forever goes like, no, the fuck you ain't. Look, you're a mistake. Your brother is a mistake. And, like, I'm not going to kill you because ultimately, like, you can be redeemed. But, like, no, we're not doing this. This is a dumb idea. And Star Fox goes like, yo, you're not wrong, but it's the best idea we have. And here's the thing. I don't think I'm the person to lead us. You should lead us after this whole thing is done. And he goes like, are you being serious? Yes, we need an even head at the helm. And he goes like, you know what? All of this makes sense. I'm sorry I got angry. They open up the portals. Humanity starts flooding into the Eternal Sanctuary. So humanity isn't saved, but the surviving humans are currently safe. And that's it for that book. You can look up from your phone now.
Okay. Hey, good news, everybody. At Damn You Willis on Twitter pointed out the mom from Earthspark works for the parks department. She's not a cop.
Nice.
Earthspark is not propaganda.
I mean, there's a number of shows that have cops that are not propaganda.
That is also true. I too have seen Kamen Rider Drive.
I also have seen fucking Batman.
But Ant-Man. Let's talk about Ant-Man.
The culmination of this 4 issues is genuinely satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, I was
so
a little worried
cool
when they announced it. That's like, oh, it's only 4 issues? Oh, that makes it be a little thin.
Mm-hmm. it feels like the Woman in Tomorrow thing of like, oh, Ant-Man won't sell past issue 4.
But they made it work.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like all the Ultron shit in this. I like all the explanation of who the future Ant-Man is and like wibbly wobbly timey wimey shit that's in this. This is fun.
I like how his Ant-Man powers work. He's less Ant-Man and he's more Micro Machine Man.
Mm-hmm. He's a Micronaut, if you will.
Yeah, but he can't shrink. He just has some nanobots that are like ants.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is a neat take on the powers.
Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily want to see this guy a whole lot going forward, but I think it'll be fun if he just like pops up every once in a while.
He should be like Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing a miniseries with him.
Mm-hmm. Another one?
I mean, with him as like the main character and not just like I'm a weird extra person presence.
Yeah.
Also, Doc Doombot as a hero? Come on.
Yeah. But no, this was really solid. This was a great celebration of Ant-Man as a character, and I'm very much hyped for the Wasp miniseries coming next year because it's going to be from the same writer.
I do also love Scott Lang's utter defeat of Pymtron. Just being, if you were actually Hank Pym, you would use everything in your ability to get away from Ultron.
Mm-hmm. Just like, fuck you, no, Hank Pym's dead. We're not doing this anymore.
Which is like nice.
Yeah. I would like it if Hank Pym were still alive and we could find a way to redeem him, but I think that ship sailed like 20 years ago.
Here's the thing. They redeemed Hank Pym here. They put Hank Pym to rest by just saying like, nah, if Hank was actually in there, he'd be trying to get out.
Yeah. And I mean, like, Hank's always kind of been like low-key redeemed since like, I want to say the 80s. But the thing is, he'll never escape. But he hit his wife that one time, though. It's just a thing.
But here's the thing. He didn't hit his wife. He fucking was being erratic and backhanded her while he was moving around.
He hit her, though, Boingo. He hit a woman.
So did Spider-Man.
That's fine, though. That was during the Clone Saga. We don't talk about that.
So did Mr. Fantastic, for that matter. I swear to God, he hit Invisible Woman at once.
Nobody reads Fantastic Four.
Who else did? Hawkeye in Kree School War.
Yeah. Let's just assume everyone in the Marvel Universe has hit a woman at some point.
Including the women.
Yeah. Intergender violence is pretty regular in the Marvel Universe.
But this was a good little Ant-Man book.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Also, Eric O'Grady got to be a little bit of a hero.
Oh, Nightmare. Batman has hit a lot of women.
Batman has hit a lot of women. He's also hit on a lot of women too.
Batman is famous for the quote, "The hammer of justice is unisex." So you know that man beats women more than people who are in jail for it.
Hey, you read Rogue Sun, issue 7 by Perrot, Cotton, Carlos, Engold, and Carey.
I sure did, buddy. Let me pull this up so I can remember what the fuck happens in it.
It looks like a lot of Rogue Suns happen, and it's just like whoosh.
Oh yeah, this issue is knuckin' futz because it's a fucking choose your own adventure book.
Oh, that's cute.
Because what happens is Rogue Sun is kind of adjusting to his new life, and then he has to go and deal with a monster mash, and then this weird fucking steampunk Birdman shows up and goes like, "Rogue Sun, you have a destiny about you. I am here to help you and guide you. I'm the fucking Watcher, bro." And Rogue Sun, being the brash kid he is just like, "Get the fuck out of my way. I have to kill this monster." And he's like, "No, I'm going to put you in a time loop, and you have to escape it in order to defeat me." And so, like, there's a bunch of, like, jumping around, and you think, like, oh, I'm hitting dead ends, but I just have to keep trying, and eventually I'll get to the end of the book. And it turns out, no, this guy is just a jackass who was hitting him with a weird time loop and that he couldn't escape, and the only way to beat the game was not to play, and he ends up getting through it, beating the guy, and putting both him and the Monster Mash in the Crystal Prison. And that is pretty much everything that happens in this issue. The cover is a bit of a misnomer, but it's still cool. Oh, and also he has like this weird incense thing that he's constantly making smoke with, and the last panel is it starting to smoke again. So we probably haven't seen the last of Time Warp Birdman, but we'll see.
There's a cool metatextual metaphor there, though. That his path forward in life is up to him now that he's away from his family.
Yeah,
so he has to choose his own destiny and choose his own adventure.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
You what?
Tell me about Gotham City Year 1, Issue 1 by Tom King, Phil Hester, Eric Gaster, and Jody.
Are you going to do this the whole fucking night?
I only just started doing it. I thought it'd be a cute gag.
It's a weird gag.
How many? No, all my gags are weird. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But no, this book is really cool, but it's also a little weird as like a very well-knowledged comics reader, because obviously Batman was created in the late 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
This book is meant to be like a super prequel. Like this book is in the time where Batman's Batman's grandmother is an infant.
Hmm.
And that time is March 12th, 1961. Yeah.
No.
But this is... Yeah.
My mother was born in 69. No.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. Remember, Batman's parents got shot outside of Space Jam now. In a few more years, it'll be outside of Shrek.
No, because then there'd be the 70s, and then... whatever.
I don't know what to tell you. Tom King wants everything to be in continuity, but he also doesn't really understand how continuity works. But we give him a passport because his books are so good otherwise. But no, this is really interesting because it's about a hard-boiled detective who is working in Gotham and gets a letter given to him and is told to take it to the Wayne Manor. Sorry, Nightmare. And he's like, okay, well, assistant guy, tail the lady who delivered the letter to us, but be careful because you don't know where she's going. And there's a lot of he goes into a lot of narration about where Gotham is at a town at that time, where Gotham is almost an entirely different place. It's a lot brighter. It's a lot happier. There's kids playing in the streets. Everybody's waving to each other. Nobody locks their doors. It's that kind of idealized 50s, 60s thing. But it also should be noted, because in the credits page, there's a warning. This comic contains language of a racially offensive nature that may or may not be suitable for all age groups. Its inclusion is an intellectually creative choice intended to highlight the fact that the language of this type was frequently deployed in the past decades and remains in use today, even as context evolves. Readers for whom such language is triggering or hurtful should be advised. Because there's a lot we then launch into, but Gotham was also segregated at this time, and there was a colored community on the other side of town that wasn't as well off. And this white detective is very aware of that.
Yeah, it's things were better, but no, they weren't.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not saying things were perfect, but they were definitely easier for people like me. But he gets to the house, and he goes up to Wayne Manor, and he's immediately greeted by two thugs who start shaking him down before Constance Wayne versus great-great-grandmother appears and starts questioning him, along with Bruce's great-great-grandfather, Richard Wayne, who looks like that. There we go. And we basically find out that a few nights ago, their infant child was stolen without any signs of a struggle or anything. Like, literally, the baby's impression was still in the crib, and they had been waiting for a letter with instructions on how to get the baby back. And he was unwittingly delivering that letter. And the letter also implicates him in it, even though he had no idea any of this was happening. And the letter is from the Bat-Man.
Where's the Black Label logo on this book?
I don't fucking know, but it should probably be there. Or I'm sorry, the Bat-Man, if you're of that persuasion. And the Waynes basically tell him, like, hey, the letter says you're supposed to take the money and deliver it and get our daughter back. Go fucking do that, or you'll be dead before you can get outside of the city, because we have friends in powerful places. So he goes to do that, but before he can, he gets a call from the cops who are like, hey, you should come to the colored part of town, because the woman who dropped off the envelope to his office was a black woman, and the assistant guy followed her all the way to there, and he was killed, and his body was dumped in a construction site.
Mm.
And that's kind of where we're left off with him being like, I don't know what to do next. And also we reveal that in present day he's a very old man, and he's telling this story to Batman.
Yeah, see, I don't think that can't be his grandmother then. That has to be Martha, the infant.
But Thomas is the one who has the Wayne name. So I don't understand how that works.
Then maybe it's like his aunt or something?
Yeah, maybe it's Aunt Harriet.
Because that's the thing, is like, if we're going by the logic that Batman's only a few years older than us, he's in his early to mid 30s, which is where they like to have Batman.
Yeah.
Then that means his parents have to be in around 30 to 40, because remember, rich people like to have kids and a little bit later than other people, because they have the means and wealth to do so. So they should be in around their like mid to late 30s, around, if we're going by Space Jam or Zorro, the late 90s.
Okay, so maybe...
Which means they have to be at around... His parents have to have been born around 61 to 69 for that to happen, because that's relative to how my parents were.
Okay, so maybe this is the second incidence of what I'm now going to dub the crypto problem, where, remember back during the first issue of Woman of Tomorrow, I thought they legitimately killed Crypto, and then the second issue was like, no, he's poisoned. We're going on a quest to heal him. Maybe I just read this issue wrong. Maybe I went, oh, it's the great-grandmother, and I was supposed to be like, oh, no, that is the mother, or maybe that's Aunt Harriet.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out.
I don't know. Somebody asked Tom King on Twitter for me.
We both read Batman by Zdarsky.
Yeah, this issue was knuckin' futz.
This issue was great.
Yeah, it was pretty hype.
And part of me thinks it's like Zdarsky putting a little like lampshade on everybody writing asshole Batman the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Because that's what Failsafe is. Failsafe is asshole Batman.
A little bit.
Who doesn't give a shit about his friends.
Mm-hmm. Also, I love that Zdarsky is clearly a 80s, 90s kid, because he just has a full page dedicated to, like, no, Tim is the chosen one. Tim is supposed to be Batman's successor. Fuck all of you. It's Tim.
Goddamn. But, like, Bruce also going, like, Tim, you're fucking great. I need to do this shit.
Yeah. And then, like, they're doing, what was it, Rogue State or something like that? That storyline where, like, a crappy Riddler knockoff had taken over Gotham, but good. Because there's a big time skip at the end of this issue.
A 2-week time skip.
Yeah, a little time skip where we find out Failsafe has turned Gotham into a police state, and some of the sidekicks are trapped there, and Oracle's plugged into like a Matrix thing.
They're looking for Bruce Wayne, and he was saved by Arthur, which is nice.
Yeah. Also, I love the backup in this issue where it's like filling in gaps of how Zur-En-Aw worked and set up this stuff.
Oh yeah, that's good, but also fucking giving Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Black Canary, just some dope shit to do.
All the low-key faves finally get some screen time in a fucking Batman book.
Like legit, that Martian Manhunter panel when he just busts through a wall to get the failsafe, it's hype.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I love Martian Manhunter. He's great. You know what? That's probably the neurodivergency in me because like he doesn't understand humans quite right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's all fun. It's good. It's good shit.
Yeah.
It's a
Very good
Darsky.
issue.
Good shit. Also, in the backup, I love how Gordon goes, "Don't bring the kid. This is a little too dark.
Don't what?
Don't bring the kid."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I love the explanation for the Silver Age of Batman comics of when I brought the kid in, the villains lightened up because they didn't want to fucking freak out a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. That is so...
That's a nice little bit of extra flavor text. And then Dick being absolutely furious whenever he can't go on a mission because he's an annoyed little 8-year-old.
But that tracks with like so much little bits. It's good.
Mm-hmm. I love how DC is basically just going, yeah, fuck it, the New 52 wasn't really a thing at this point. I both love it and hate it, because obviously there's the Silver Banshee erasure and other little things like that I wish they keep. But I do like how we've just gotten to a point where we're just fully acknowledging even pre-crisis stuff again.
Yeah. You read Dark Crisis Super Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Dark Crisis, the Deadly Green one-shot, which is essentially... kind of what we saw them set up in the previous issue, where John goes to talk to all the Mystic heroes and those two different versions of Swamp Thing, which is that Alan Scott and his kids do a thing with the ring. So John, one of the Swamp Things, and John Constantine can go. Oh, and Raven can go inside a sort of construct world and try and confront the Great Darkness. And it doesn't go super well, but they do get a little bit of information that's going to help them later in the book. They get some surprise tools that will help them later.
Nice.
Also, it was just really good to see some exposure for Jade and Obsidian, because I hadn't really read much of them, but I always thought they were interesting characters. Like, they're Alan Scott's kids. We should do more stuff with them to make them more of a bigger deal.
Yeah. You also read Unbreakable Red Sonja.
Yeah. So full disclosure, I've never read a Red Sonja comic before. She's one of those characters that I've always wanted to get into, but I've just never had a good jumping on point. And I decided, fuck it, I'll try this, because who's writing this again? I think I recognize the writer or something. Yeah, this is Jim Zub.
Oh.
So I decided to give this a shot, and it's... from what I understand of Red Sonja, it's kind of standard Red Sonja fare at the start. It's just her going through a town and a bunch of fuckboys being like, "Hey, I heard if I can beat you in a contest, you'll have sex with me. What you want to do that?" And she's like, "God damn it, just leave me alone." And then a mystical shaman guy is like, "Hey, you're about to have a big crazy adventure, Red Sonja, because you always do that." She's like, "Yeah, I always do that. Big deal." And then a child tries to steal her money, and she chases the child through the village to the outskirts, fights a monster briefly, and finally catches the child. and she's just like, the child is like, what in hell's name was that thing, after the monster is defeated? And Red Sonja goes, "I was going to ask you the same thing, you little thief." And she goes, "Stop calling me that, you grim goat of a woman. I've got a name. I'm Red Sonja." There's a time-displaced little girl version of Red Sonja in this book, and that seems to be the plot.
Huh.
And I'm like, okay, that's an interesting enough premise. I'll read the second issue.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What else we got? You also read Kaya.
Yeah, this was just completely random. I wanted to read one more thing this week. There was a bunch of indie number ones this week, and I knew I would only have time for one, so I just chose the one with the most interesting looking art style. And like I also love that they just have a bit of an explanation blurb on the cover there to kind of pull you in. That's very smart for an indie book to be doing,
But it
I
also
think.
fits the visual aesthetic they're going for.
Hmm. Uh, and the first issue is fairly interesting. It's basically about this girl and her brother in a post-apocalyptic wasteland who are kind of on the run because the clan they were growing up in got destroyed, and they've got like some sacred texts and stuff with them, and they run into a band of thieves, and we see that the girl has like this cool lightning superpower gauntlet that she got from somewhere. But then they realize that one of the thieves is actually a friend of theirs from a tribe of lizard people, and so they ceasefire and they try and have some downtime together for a little bit before they have to move on. But the girl and her brother have no food, and the higher ranking people in the lizard family um are in control of the foods, and are like, you're gonna have to trade for it or pay us if you want the food. And earlier in the issue, the little brother had wanted to sell their dagger, their one close quarters weapon for food, and she was like, no, and the sister was like, no, you have to keep that. You're gonna need it to defend yourself at some point when I can't take care of you. Sell your scrolls instead. And he's like, but they're the history of our people. We can't do that. And she was like, they're worthless. Our people are gone now. Um, and he's offered that. Well, she's talking to the lizard guy that is their friend, and he goes and we basically have a second of wondering what he did. And it turns out he sold the scrolls in order to get food, and the lizard people immediately burned them, just threw them into the fire they were cooking food with, as like a haha fuck you type thing.
Mm.
Um, but that's okay because they got dinner, and they've still got their weapons, and they're still going to this kind of reservoir place that may or may not exist, that could be sort of like a shelter for them. And that's how the first issue ends, with them riding off on a lizard steed that was given to them by the friend person. Uh, it's fairly interesting. I'm gonna give the second issue a shot. I don't know if I'm totally enamored with the book yet, but I do like it.
Nice. Nice. But here's the thing. We have one more thing we need to talk about. And some of you have
Oh,
probably been wondering why we haven't mentioned it at all.
well, we almost started talking about it earlier.
Yeah. Because it's a Midnight Creature feature. Werewolf by Night.
This was fucking awesome.
This was amazing.
I think this is the best MCU thing to release on Disney Plus so far.
Very,
Genuinely. Like, as somebody who has never cared about Marvel horror before, I was totally enamored with this from start to finish.
oh, this sums up what Marvel horror is. That the monsters tend to be very sympathetic people.
Yeah, it feels very almost Twilight Zone-y at times.
Um so the premise is the patriarch of the Bloodstone family has died and is bequeathing his gem of power to whoever can fight a monster in their maze.
Excuse me, is that related to the Infinity Stones at all? I've never read a comic book in my life.
Oh my god, are you directly referencing a fucking YouTuber or something? Or like Twitter?
No, I just, as soon as I saw the effects on the Bloodstone, I was like, somebody's gonna do that.
But whoever beats the monster and that they have in the maze will get the stone and become the leader of the monster guild or whatever, you know.
I think they called them the Death Dealers in this, which was weird because there's already a character called Death Dealer in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, whatever. Um, and dear God, going into the maze is beautiful because it's just a dude with a flame and tuba.
Mm-hmm. But
We,
the maze itself is such a cool set. Like, it looks like the ultimate paintball course.
oh my God, beautiful practical set.
Uh-huh. So much practical effects work in this.
I
Like,
think there's
there were
only one major CG thing in this whole thing.
yeah, and like even then, there were some shots where I wasn't sure if it was CG or not. Like, and legitimately, at the end when the thing changes and we get to see more of it, I thought it looked even better. Like, I thought they were using the black and white to hide that it was that certain things were CG. But fuck it, I'll just say it. Man-Thing looked even better in color.
Here's the thing about Man-Thing. The texture on his tentacles looks like foam that they would use in a monster costume.
Yeah,
They textured him to look like a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he isn't a creature, he's a suit. Which is great.
I really dig that.
But Werewolf by Night was was all practical.
Yeah, that was a practical suit, and it looked so cool. Probably one of the best werewolf transformations we've gotten in years.
Oh yeah, because it's all off screen. And we just saw Elsa being freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, which, by the way, Elsa goddamn Bloodstone.
Pitch perfect. Beautiful. Mwah.
I think comic fans would probably want her to be a little more spunky, but I like how she's just kind of over everything in this.
See, here's the thing. She can be spunky now because she's gotten over her trauma. And that last scene with the butler is perfect Elsa Bloodstone. Well, you can clean this shit up.
Mm.
And the use of black and white.
Like, this feels so much more like early MCU, where I'm just like, I'm not trying to predict things. It's just like, I have no idea what's going on, but this is really interesting. I don't know a lot of these actors, but they're giving good performances, and I'm just having a good time. I'm just vibing for an hour.
Oh man, this feels like it might have been planned as like a Disney Plus series, and they were like, "Nah, this would feel much better as just like an hour long thing."
Because it legitimately, like, yeah, the dialogue is very modern at times, but it does have that feel of like a classic Universal monster movie.
Very creature feature, very all that kind of stuff. I love how they never said Man-Thing; they called him Ted.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I I do wish at one point he had said his full name though, of Jack Russell, just because
Like
that.
Jack Russell, like the dog. Yes, like the dog. Why are you named after a dog? Well, the dog was named after a guy. Oh man,
Are you that guy? Are werewolves also immortal? We're not going to go into that today.
we're not dealing with that one day in the future. But no, this is fucking great.
Yeah, this was really good. This was like exactly what I needed to fully settle me into the Halloween mode, because I've been getting a little bit of spooky media in the last week. I reread World War Z. I've been reading little snippets of comics here and there. But this is the first like live action horror thing I've watched so far this season, and it was like, oh yes, let's go. From the minute when they had the dramatic change to the Marvel Studios logo, I was like, oh, I'm in it. Let's go, boys.
In a minor key, it was just because here's the thing, Michael Giacchino did the score for the Marvel logo.
Yeah,
He did the music and he did the new music.
because he scored this and he also directed it. And like, I don't know if this was his directorial debut, but it's the first thing I've seen him direct. Michael Giacchino is fucking great as a director. I want him to get more MCU projects. I want him to get more projects in general.
And here's the thing. Originally this was going to be released in color, and Michael fucking argued no, it needs to be in black and white, and when they saw it in black and white, they were like, fuck, you're right.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. And like, here's the other thing. The tone of this is so crazy different. Like, there's a little bit of jokiness to it, but it's much more subtle. and the general tone is much more dark and foreboding. And like, there's a shit ton of blood in this, man.
Oh yeah.
This would not be in a general theaters Marvel release, but that's part of what makes it so great. Like, as I said earlier in the show, or maybe I said this before we started broadcasting, I'm not sure. I don't want to hear a single fucking person ever complain about everything in the MCU having the same tone again now that this exists.
Oh yeah, blood happened in this.
Yeah.
There was
Like,
murders.
Elsa gets a minor cut on her leg and it just gushes blood.
Like, legit, there is a scene where Werewolf by Night is killing guards, and the screen gets covered in blood, and you can almost not see the fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
Like,
good.
It's obviously CG blood, but it's good-looking CG blood that's kind of helped out, again, by the fact that it's in black and white.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, it's just good. Also, some fun little cute Easter eggs, like original comics gore on the mural.
Mm-hmm.
You saw, like, on the coffin for Elsa's dad, you do see a, Elsa's signature shotgun from the comics.
Hey.
Because that's what she's really well known for. She has a shotgun.
They also pointed out... I completely forgot. During the She-Hulk episode this week, they point out that the Sokovia Accords are, like, now completely no longer a thing.
Yeah. They're repealed.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant update to the way this universe works and allows for Matt to exist a lot more easily.
Yep. But overall, Werewolf by Night, really, really good. Give it a check. People, watch it.
It is very much worth your time.
We need to let Marvel Studios know that this needs to be a regular thing.
Yeah, if you want to wait and have this be your Halloween night watch, I think that's totally appropriate. But yeah, I would love another one of these next year. I would love it if they like started pulling from the other books. Like give me Tomb of Dracula next year.
Tales to Astonish.
Mm-hmm. Tales of Suspense.
Oh man. And we're getting a fucking Guardians Christmas special this year.
Yeah.
And if it's as good as quality as this is, it's James Gunn. It's going to be as good a quality.
We're eating good.
We're eating good in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of eating good in the neighborhood, tell them about yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make tokusatsu video essays. I've only managed to get out 2 videos this year, which is a bit funny because it's my 10th anniversary. But hopefully we'll pick it up a little bit, get a couple videos out for the holidays. In the meantime, you can go check out my backlog at youtube.com/thevacuuminator. I'm also on Twitter, tweeting and twatting about every little thing. I actually posted an updated top 10 comics of all time today, so maybe go give that a look. That'll be at the Vacuuminator, and I'm on Instagram posting action figure photography every day at _Vacuuminator.
Alrighty. Hey, howdy people. Would you like to see some Twitch streams? Twitch.tv/BoingoWriter. We do a variety of streams, including Digi Mondays and random RPG Thursdays, where you get to go on my Twitter and vote which RPG will be played every single Thursday. And speaking of Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram to see a variety of social media posts, content, and clips. And if you also want to see other content I create, such as video essays and editorials, go to YouTube at Boingo Writer, and you will see. He said the thing. I did say the thing. Hell, you're welcome, Hell.
Congratulations.
And you can see a variety of video essays and editorials I made, including the latest one where me and Buster Core talk about what DLC we would like to see for Street Fighter 6. Also, subscribe and see other clips and whatnot that happen from the Twitch streams. But in the end, this is the Modular Media's No Prize podcast, created by Modular Media, hosted by these two fucks. Modular Media is we work together and make some things, including this podcast, but also components, which is in one part interview, one part just hanging out, one part shooting the shit, one part news.
covering news that doesn't apply to either of the other two shows.
It's a grab bag of a podcast, but there's also Twit. Why don't you tell the people about Twit, Vac?
This week in Tokusatsu is where myself and Buster Corp discuss all the news and new releases from the wacky live-action world of Japanese special effects.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. But that has been it for this episode. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave a comment, and tell us what you thought about what happened in comic books this week. And in the meantime, Vac, do you have anything else you want to say?
Thank you to everyone hanging out in the chat, but also, you know what? I think it's time. I think we gotta rib it and rip it.
Enough said.